Who taught you to hate the color of your skin? Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other. No, before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Most of us blacks, or Negroes as he called us, really thought we were free without being aware that in our subconscious, all those chains we thought had been struck off were still there. And there were many ways where what really motivated us was our desire to be loved by the white man. Malcolm meant to lance that sense of inferiority. He knew it would be painful. He knew that people could kill you because of it, but he dared to take that risk.
He was saying something over and above that of any other leader of that day. While the other leaders were begging for entry into the house of their oppressor, he was telling you to build your own house.
Hooty-hoo. Hooty-hoo. Build your own house. We'll catch that matches one day. This is going to be kind of a short show today. I'm just getting in. Had to get my dog out and all this other stuff, and forgot the game was on and everything. But I just been kind of running today. Basically, I just want to talk about COVID. The other day, I lost a relative. My brother-in-law passed away from COVID. And I've been having discussions with people. And a lot of people don't get it or don't want to get it. The show today is called The Hinder My Brother. And, you know, everybody's got their own whatever reasons for taking it and reasons for not taking it. But I do believe that whatever your reasons are, you should not do anything to hinder other people. I've heard excuses about, well, they don't know what this is and this and this and this and yeah. This is a peculiar virus because it affects everyone differently. But we know the people that are more at risk, people with diabetes, cancer patients. So I've seen cancer patients pass on, diabetics pass on. So let's stop pretending like this is not a real thing happening out here in the world. A lot of people want to act like it is, but it's not. So, in essence, we have to encourage those that can get the shot to get the shot. But let's not discourage them. Like I said from the very beginning, I just wanted to have a choice on which one I could get. I didn't want people to choose the one for me based on my research of what I thought was the best one. I thought the Johnson & Johnson was the best one. Then they got shut down because of there were some issues with a few people, like 6 people. But, I mean, let's not act like there wasn't issues with people that took the Moderna or the Pfizer. They were all the same. I just wanted to take the one shot. I personally don't take the flu shot and probably never will. So I had this adverse effect to the flu shot. So I haven't taken the flu shot in over 20-some years. And it is a true fact that they are injecting you with a form of the virus for your body to trigger its immune system to create enough antibodies to fight off the virus. So it's basically they're just using the mechanism to have the body. So if you did contact, like some people that where people got the shot and still got COVID, well, everything's not 100% sure. Everybody that drinks milk doesn't have an allergic reaction, but 1 out of every 100 does. Same odds. You can't take a few issues and then just spread that out over everybody. If you don't want to take it, it's nobody beating you across the head to take it. I just hope that if you don't take it and you get sick, and that's the thing we already know, most people that get it will not pass away. But if you have these underlying conditions, you may have a adverse reaction, such as what my brother-in-law experienced, and had to be put on the ventilator, and he passed away, unfortunately. And we've seen healthy people. I think he was healthy prior to this, working daily. He worked for the post office. We saw the opera singer dude or the ballet dancer, and he was fine, and he contracted. They had to cut off his leg. Then he passed on. So this disease has no rhyme or reason. But you got to think proactively when it came down to this. I heard about this as I have some Chinese friends, and they were leaving China when this outbreaks first happened. And they said, this is serious. This is a deadly disease. We don't have control of it. It's going to spread quickly. And that was even before Trump said anything about it. Like, we were waiting to hear something from him. So at that point, I had to take it serious and say, wow, this is serious. Because they coming from China back to America. Who knows? Had they contracted it already and were just trying to get the hell out of China before they locked it down? Who knows? But it spread through the United States quickly. And you can go back and look at the shows. I said, if there's one case here, there's already 1 million cases here because it's airborne. And they tried to deny that it was airborne multiple times, but to no avail. No, it was airborne. They knew it. And I guess they tried to keep down the panic. I'll share this on my screen if I can. We've got total cases in the United States, a little bit over 33 million. Total deaths, 596,059. Total vaccinated, 305,687,000. There's a large part of the population that has been vaccinated, and that's basically what they were trying to do, obtain the herd neutrality, where by vaccinating people, this will stop the spread and slow down the spread of the disease, which it has done. Unfortunately, that leaves a lot of unprotected people in a dangerous slot of now the virus will seek hosts out, such as yourself, unvaccinated people, and it may spread again. It may pop up again. Us as black people, we complain about a lot of stuff, and then we don't do anything to help ourselves. We can't complain we're dying at a higher rate and we won't get vaccinated. We're dying at a higher rate, but we're still encouraging people not to get vaccinated. I tell people, do what you want to do. Your reasons. I got my reasons that I did it. Me and my wife did it. My sister did it. My brother-in-law. So I know a lot of people that did do it. I know a lot of people that didn't do it. We don't know the long-term effects of this, truly. And you'll probably need a booster shot or something down the line. And a lot of people are like, well, it wasn't approved by the FDA. Well, they got emergency approval because things were crazy. And we saw things were crazy. And people are like, well, they falsifying the Dr. Ruckers and this person died from diabetes. Usually you don't die that quick from diabetes. Usually you don't die that quick from lung disease. So if you get COVID and you have these underlying symptoms, yes, on your death certificate, they're going to put complications due to COVID. Because COVID got in your system, it aggravated whatever was going on inside your body. It accelerated some things, and then you died. Let's not act like people haven't died all over the world here, because they have. So I just tell people, I just tell people to continue to be diligent. Still wear your mask. We're probably still going to be wearing masks way into the next year until they can get a better hold on this. I think in America, I think there's like, I don't know if there's 400 million. I don't think there's quite 400 million people in America. But that's the goal that they're striving toward. And you're going to find out when you try to travel and do a lot of other things. It's almost like they're going to try to force you to get this vaccination. Now, you can sit in the house and say, I ain't going to get it and all this other stuff and go from there. But I say continue to be diligent in the things that you're trying to do. Take care of yourself. If you have high blood pressure, diabetes, or any other cancer survivors, work with your doctor. Speak with your doctor. I thought I may have had it back in April of 2019 because I had an episode and I couldn't breathe. And this went on for a couple of days it was just hard to breathe. As long as I was laying down, I had to leave the house. I had to get some fresh air. And so after a couple of days, I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm like, I can't breathe. That's why I can't. Why else would I come in here? And they had the whole hospital plastic off and everything except the area I was in. So I was like, okay. So everybody's protected except the people coming through the door. And they said, look, we don't know what this is. We know it's going to get much worse. Most people aren't going to get deathly sick. You seem like a pretty healthy person. Get you some Tylenol. Go home. Quarantine yourself. You should be okay. That's what they gave me, plus a bill. I said, you could have told me that over the phone. So I did eventually. I was okay after a few days. But it worries you when you can't breathe. So if you experience those symptoms, tired, lethargic, breathing issues, aches in your back and in your chest, see your doctor. Call your doctor. Let him know, are you running a temperature? Check all that out. Let's just be careful out here. Let's not hinder people that want to get the shot and scare them into not getting the shot when they may benefit from it. If you don't want to get the shot, don't get the shot. Okay, that's you. Don't get the shot. What's up, Brother Doran? But, there's going to be things like school, work, and things like that are going to require you to get the shot. Now, if you don't have a job and you can avoid that, then you can avoid that. But they're putting the train back on the tracks. So all that free money and the PPP loans and all that stuff, all that's about to go away. Come year end, they're going to be the program is going to be back. They got to get America back up and running, and that may be the truest part of this COVID thing, that it put a lot of money out here into the system, and now it's time to stop the bleeding and get back to life as just like after we did 911 and all these security measures got put in place. You can be guaranteed now that with this pandemic, a lot of things are going to be put into place, and you will either have to acquiesce to it or take your chances. I know black people, we love taking chances, but it's life. Like I said, I lost a brother-in-law. He's been my brother-in-law for years. I mean, even before me and my wife got married, I knew him for 8 years prior to that. So over 21 years, and keep him and keep his wife and kids in prayer, because God has delivered him from all the pain and struggles that he had in his life, and we're going to miss him. And on that note, we're going to say, as we always say, we'll get back to our regular topics at a later date and time, as always. But sometimes we just got to have a conversation among ourselves about what we doing. So be safe. Don't be sorry. Love, peace. So we out of here.
Step out of the car.
No, you don't have the right.
Step out of the car.
You do not have the right to do that.
I do have the right. Now step out or I will remove
I
you.
refuse to talk to you other than to identify myself.
Now if your woman ain't no revolutionary, she'll persuade you to be a fucking slave for the rest of your days. She'll be grooming you on how to behave, teaching you how to coon and buck dance so that you can be safe. If that brother ain't no rider, soldier, no provider, molder of young minds, check it out, you got yourself a bitch. Think about the time that you invested in him. If he's wearing them skinny jeans, you a lesbian. For every 100 black women who ain't locked up, it's only 83 black men remain. Take away 1.5 million black men who might have benefited their women and their children. You don't know a war when it's waged against you, when it makes you drive your baby mama to the clinic just to kill your own. Ain't no legacy to leave behind, cause ain't nobody sitting on your throne. You motherfuckers are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga. Sandra Bland was a rider. She wouldn't have committed suicide, and you a motherfucking liar. It would not be wise to stop when you hear sirens and you see the police behind you, but you don't wanna die. They gon' shoot you if you run. They gon' say that you was going for the police gun. That's why they shot you like 120 times, but you was still coming, so they put another bullet in your lung. Them devils got you praying while they murder, because they know you on that bullshit. They steady with them full clips and body armor. They kill your women in the street, cause they figure you too weak to do anything about it. You some shit, getting fucked in your sleep. They poison you every time you brush your teeth. You don't care, you behave like a slave. A bitch from the cradle to the grave, on your knees with your hands out, begging cause you wanna be saved. Are asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't stop, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, you asleep in a war zone, living a nightmare, dying in your own home. If you don't fight, you gon' lose what you got left. I'd rather die trying to fight for my last breath. Freedom or death, nigga.